The stars were quiet. Two small girls floated through space in a broken ship. Amy and Lila, twin sisters just 13 years old, sat close together. Their ship had no power, no sound, no help, only silence. Their space colony had been destroyed 3 days ago. Everything they knew gone. Their parents had told them to run. They escaped in a small shuttle, fast but weak. Now, the fuel was empty, and oxygen was low. Every second felt heavier. Every breath took effort. Amy looked at Lila. "Do you think someone will find us?" she asked, in a soft voice. Lila didn't answer. She just held her sister's hand tightly. The emergency signal blinked red, but no one replied. Then a light, bright, blue, far away. At first they thought it was a star. But it moved. "Something's coming," Amy said, sitting up. Lila looked at the radar. A large object was approaching fast. Too fast. A ship, but not human. It was massive, shaped like a long blade, with glowing marks across its body. It made no sound, no message. It simply stopped in front of them. Amy and Lila stared out the window. "Is it going to kill us?" Lila whispered. The alien ship opened slowly. A strange blue light scanned their small ship. Then a soft sound, humming, buzzing. Tiny flying machines, drones, came out. They flew around the damaged shuttle. One of them attached to the engine. "What's it doing?" Amy asked, holding her breath. The drone beeped. A soft light passed over the engine. Slowly, the ship's systems turned back on. Power returned. Oxygen. Systems restarted. Lights came on. The ship was fixed. The twins looked at each other in shock. "Why would it help us?" Amy asked. They turned back to the window. A figure stood inside the alien ship. Tall, thin, glowing eyes. Watching them, the figure didn't move. It didn't speak. It only watched. Their ship's screen blinked. New. Message received. Words appeared in strange alien letters. Then they changed into English. "You are safe now. Do not fear. I mean no harm," the girls said in silence. Amy slowly typed a reply. "Who are you?" No answer. The screen changed again. "I once knew your kind. A human saved me long ago." Lila looked confused. A human saved him. Amy thought for a moment. Maybe someone from Earth. Suddenly, the alien ship made a strange sound. The door to the shuttle opened. A soft path of blue light stretched between the two ships. An invitation. Amy and Lila stepped out, holding hands. They were nervous, but something felt safe, warm even. They walked toward the alien ship. As they entered, everything around them glowed softly. The walls were smooth, silver, alive. Then they saw him, the alien. He stood tall, almost 7 feet. His skin was like shining metal, but his eyes were soft, blue, full of memory. He didn't speak, but he placed his hand over his chest and nodded. Amy whispered, "Thank you for saving us." The alien touched a screen beside him. Images appeared. Earth, a human woman, soldiers, fire, then a human woman helping a wounded alien. Lila gasped. "That woman. She looks like Mom." Amy stared. "It is her." The alien turned to them and finally spoke. His voice was deep, calm. "Your mother saved me during the war. I owe her a life. So I saved hers." Tears filled Lila's eyes. "But she's gone." The alien looked down. "I know." Silence followed. Then Lila said something unexpected. Can we stay with you?" Amy looked at her, surprised. The alien didn't answer right away. Finally, he nodded slowly. "Yes, but it won't be safe." Before they could ask what he meant, the lights inside the ship flickered red. Warning, something was coming. Something dangerous. The alien turned and looked at the radar. Enemy. Signal detected. Amy and Lila looked at each other, saved by a stranger. But the real danger was just beginning. The alien ship was silent again, but not calm. Amy and Lila sat inside a smooth silver room. The walls glowed soft blue. Strange shapes floated across the air, like silent code. The alien, tall and quiet, stood near a round screen. His glowing blue eyes stared at it. The red warning light was still flashing. Something was coming. Amy finally asked, "Why is someone following us?" The alien turned slowly. His voice was deep and steady. "Because you are human, and I am helping you." He walked to a panel and tapped it. A large screen appeared, showing a map of space. Red dots moved closer. One dot was much larger than the rest. It blinked faster and faster. "They know I broke their rule," he said. Lila blinked. "What rule?" "Never help humans." Amy looked confused. "Why? What did humans do?" The alien was quiet. Then he said, "Not what you did. What you almost did." He moved to another panel and placed his hand on it. The screen changed. It showed a video, a memory, a younger version of him wounded, lying on the floor. Smoke and fire around. Alien soldiers walked past him, ignoring his pain. Then, a human woman appeared. She was wearing a white jacket, dirty, bloody, but her eyes were strong. She pulled the alien up and said, "Come on, I don't leave anyone behind." Amy and Lila gasped. "That's our mom," Amy whispered. "Yes," the alien replied. "She was the only human who ever showed mercy to one of us." He sat down slowly, something he hadn't done before. "My name is X-17. I was built for war. Not born, not like you." Lila looked confused. "Built? You're a robot." X-17 shook his head. "More than that, I am a living machine, half metal, half life." Amy asked, "So, you were made to fight humans?" He nodded. "That was my only mission. But your mother broke my code." She gave me a second thought. The twins sat silently. For the first time, they saw him not as a scary alien, but as someone lonely, someone trying to remember what kindness feels like. X-17 stood again and walked to the window. Outside, the stars looked cold and far away. "I have been hiding ever since. They think I'm dead, but now?" The screen showed the red enemy ship. It was closer now, much closer. "They've found me because of you." Lila stood up. Then, "Run. We can hide somewhere." X-17 turned to her. "I cannot run forever. And you are just children." Amy frowned. "We're not weak." The alien watched her closely. "You said Mom saved you. Let us save you now." Suddenly, the lights flickered. A loud alarm sounded through the ship. The enemy was near. X-17's eyes glowed brighter. "Get to the lower chamber, now." He walked toward the front of the ship. Amy and Lila didn't move. Lila shouted, "You said we're family now. Then let us help." X-17 stopped. He didn't turn around, but his voice softened. "I remember. Your mother said the same thing." He opened a small door with a wave of his hand. Inside was a glowing room full of strange orbs, floating machines, and soft seats. "This is your room now," he said. "You may stay, but only if you promise not to get in the way." Amy crossed her arms. "We promise, unless you're in danger." X-17 gave a slow nod. As he walked away, Lila noticed something. A small drone sitting on a shelf. It looked like a toy, small, round, with two blinking lights. She reached out and touched. It thought the drone came to life. It floated in the air and followed her. Amy whispered, "Put it down." But Lila smiled. "It likes me." Back in the control room, X-17 sat in the pilot's chair. He watched the enemy ship slowly appear on the edge of space. Too big, too fast. He whispered to himself, "They won't just stop at me. They'll take the girls too." A message appeared on the screen. X-17, surrender, or we destroy you. The alien's fingers hovered over the control panel. His past was back, but this time, he wasn't alone. Back in their room, Lila sat with the drone. It spun and blinked. Happily. Amy stared at the door. She whispered, I don't think he can fight them alone. Lila nodded. Then we won't let him. Red lights flashed inside the alien ship. X-17 stood at the control panel, watching the enemy ship grow larger on the screen. The ship chasing them was a destroyer class, built for war. Faster, stronger, deadlier. Amy and Lila stood behind him. Their eyes were wide. They had never seen anything so big, or so dangerous. Amy asked, Can we outrun them? X-17 shook his head. They are faster. If we run, they will catch us. Lila looked worried. Then what do we do? 10-17 turned slowly. His glowing eyes dimmed slightly. We hide, and we hope they do not find us. The ship turned sharply and flew into a nearby asteroid field. Large, rocky bodies floated in space like frozen mountains. Sharp, silent, dangerous. X-17 guided the ship carefully between the rocks. If we go deep enough, their scanners won't work. Amy and Lila sat down in their seats. The drone Lila found earlier floated beside her, quietly blinking. For a few minutes, everything was quiet again, only the sound of the ship moving through the rocks. But then, a sharp beep. The screen lit up red. Enemy scan detected. They found us, Amy whispered. X-17 pressed a button, and a metal shield closed over the ship. They can't see us now, but they know we're here. Lila stood up. Let me help. I can fly the small drone. I can distract them. X-17 turned quickly. No, it's too dangerous, but I can do it, she argued. I flew it yesterday. I made it spin, move, and even scan. 10-17 looked at her, long and hard. Then he sighed. I will allow it, but only under my control. He opened a small panel and placed the drone inside. The screen showed the drone's view, a camera from its eyes. Lila sat beside the screen, ready. Outside, the enemy ship launched its own drones, black and red, fast and armed. Lila's small drone flew out quietly, hidden behind the rocks. She moved it slowly, using the joystick X-17 had connected. The enemy drones flew past. Searching, Lila whispered, Come on, just look this way. Suddenly, one enemy drone turned sharply and followed hers. Amy gasped. It's working. The enemy drone chased Lila's drone away from the ship, deeper into the asteroid field. But then, a blast. Lila's drone was hit. The screen went black. Lila screamed, No. Back in the ship, X-17 was already moving. He pulled the ship backward, deeper into the rocks. The enemy was too busy chasing the false signal. But that moment of distraction was short. The enemy ship fired a pulse wave. A shock wave spread through the field, shaking every rock. X-17's ship was hit hard. The lights flickered. Alarms blared. Amy fell from her seat. Lila held onto the wall. Are we hit? X-17 didn't answer right away. His hands moved quickly across the controls. Shields down. Power low. We can't take another hit. He turned to the girls. We must move now. Follow me. He opened a secret door under the control panel. A small tunnel led into a round room filled with strange metal suits. Put these on, X-17 said. What are they? Amy asked. Armor suits. They will protect you in case of impact. The girls quickly suited up. The suits were light, but strong. They felt warm inside. Safe. Suddenly, the enemy ship fired again. A rock exploded nearby. The alien ship spun violently. Sparks flew. Amy shouted, We have to fight back. X-17 replied, I can't win. Not with this ship, but I can escape. He pressed a button. The ship's core lit up. Emergency jump sequence activated, the computer said. A glowing circle formed on the wall. A portal that will take us to another system. Far away, X-17 explained. But what if they follow us? Lila asked. X-17 looked serious. They won't, because I'm going to leave something behind. He placed a small black box in the corner of the room, a memory bomb. When it explodes, it wipes all data. They will forget our trail. Amy stepped forward. Are you sure it's safe? He nodded. It's our only chance. The ship shook again. The destroyer was almost on top of them. X-17 grabbed their hands. Ready? The girls nodded. Jump. The portal pulled them in. Light surrounded them. A flash silence. They landed inside a calm, dark space. The ship had made the jump. Stars outside were different, colder, farther. They were safe. For now, Amy asked, did it work? X-17 checked the screen. Yes. No signal. They're gone. Leela smiled. Then we did it. X-17 sat down. You both were brave today. Like your mother. The ship floated quietly now. But deep in the stars, the enemy would soon realize their mistake, and they wouldn't stop hunting. The new star system was QUIET. X-17's ship floated slowly above a frozen planet. Icy rings surrounded it like white fire. The stars were distant. No red signals. No enemy ships. Just silence. Amy and Lila looked out the window. For the first time in days, they felt peace. But peace never lasted long in space. Inside the ship, X-17 worked quickly. He moved between screens, typing commands. His face was calm, but his hands moved fast. Amy asked, are they still chasing us? X-17 didn't look up. Not yet, but they will come. They always do. Lila stepped closer. Then we have to fight. X-17 turned. His glowing eyes flashed. No, you're children. You should not fight. Amy crossed her arms. We didn't come this far to hide. X-17 stared at them, silent. Then he sighed. Your mother said the same thing. Suddenly, an alarm beeped. Enemy signal detected. X-17 looked at the screen. A small enemy scout ship had entered the system. Amy whispered, they found us again. Lila asked, can we escape? 10-17 replied, not fast enough. They're too close. He tapped the controls. I will send a fake signal. It will lead them away. He pressed a button. A decoy drone shot into space. But then, another red signal appeared, and another. More enemy ships were entering the system. X-17's voice was calm, but cold. They brought a fleet. This is no longer a chase. It's a trap. Amy looked at Lila. We need a plan. Lila nodded. Let's help him fight. X-17 turned to them. You don't understand. These are warships. We can't win. Amy stepped forward. Then we don't fight to win. We fight to survive. Suddenly, the enemy sent a message. It appeared on the main screen. Surrender the human children, or we destroy you. 10-17 read the message silently. Then he stood tall and spoke clearly. They are not just humans. They are my family now. He sent his own message back. If you want them, come and take them. Outside, the enemy ships moved into attack position. X-17 powered up his defenses. Turrets unfolded. Shields hummed. Drones floated out like silent birds. Inside, Amy and Lila put on their suits. Amy whispered, we're really going to fight. Lila smiled. Let's show them what humans can do. The first blast hit the side of the ship. The shields held. X-17 fired back. One enemy ship exploded into light. But there were more, many more, inside the ship. The control panels sparked. Shields down 20%, the computer warned. X-17 gritted his teeth. We can't hold this line for long. Amy noticed something. On the screen, a large cannon, unused. What's that? She asked. X-17 replied. A prototype weapon, not finished. Too unstable. Amy ran to it. Show me how it works. X-17 stared at her. It's dangerous. She didn't move. I'll take the risk. 10-17 opened the panel. This fires once, then it burns out. Aim well. Amy took the controls. The cannon charged. Blue energy glowed. She locked onto the largest enemy ship. Lila held her breath. Now, X-17 shouted. Amy hit the trigger. The ship shook. A massive beam of blue light shot forward, silent and deadly. It hit the enemy command ship. A second later, dash, boom. The ship exploded in a fireball. 2 others nearby were damaged by the blast. Lila shouted, "You did it." But the ship shook again. More enemy ships fired. 1 blast hit close. Amy was thrown back. She hit the wall and blacked out. Lila screamed. Amy, X-17, ran over and picked her up gently. "She's breathing," he said, "but she's hurt." The lights flickered. Sparks flew. Shields critical. The computer warned. X-17 knew what had to be done. He carried Amy to the escape pod and placed her inside. He looked at Lila. "You must go. I'll hold them off." Lila shook her head. "No, we stay together." X-17 didn't answer. He walked back to the control room. Lila followed. She grabbed his arm. "Please, don't leave us." He looked down at her. His voice was soft. "I was built for war, but I learned something from your mother." He placed his hand on his chest. "That family is worth protecting." He turned back to the screen. The enemy ships were charging their main cannons. Amy was still unconscious. Lila stood beside him. She looked up. "Then let's protect it together. Protect it together." The ship was burning. Sparks flew from the ceiling. Smoke filled the control room. Amy lay inside the escape pod, still unconscious. Lila stood beside X-17, her small hands gripping the edge of the panel, eyes full of fear. Outside, the enemy ships prepared for their final strike. X-17 looked calm, but inside he knew the ship wouldn't survive another hit. He turned to Lila. "You must take the escape pod. You and Amy will survive." Lila shook her head quickly. "No, not without you." X-17 looked down at her, his glowing blue eyes dimming. "I was built for this. You were built for more." Lila stepped closer. "You promised, Mom. You said we were family now." The ship shook again. Another blast hit the rear engines. The computer voice echoed. "Main reactor unstable. Core overload in 90 seconds. X-17 touched the screen. A panel opened. Inside was a memory drive. Small, silver, and glowing softly. He pulled it out and gave it to Lila. "This is all I remember. Of the war, of your mother, of my past." Lila looked at it. "Why are you giving this to me?" "Because I don't know if I'll survive." Tears filled her eyes. "No, there has to be a way." Suddenly, a small screen lit up. It showed a hidden room, glowing with blue light. Inside was something strange. A healing pod. X-17 stared at it. "I forgot about that room. It was shut for years." He turned to Lila. "Put Amy in the healing pod. She survived the damage. She might even wake up soon." Lila nodded quickly and ran to carry her. "Sister." The pod opened with a soft hiss. Amy's body floated inside. The blue light wrapped around her. "Pod active," said the computer. Back in the control room, X-17 faced the final choice. The enemy was preparing a full blast, enough to tear the ship apart. He had one last weapon, the core overload. If he triggered it manually, it would destroy everything in the area, including the enemy ships, but it would also destroy him. He looked at Lila. "If I do this, they won't chase you anymore." Lila stepped back, shocked. "No, there has to be another way." X-17 shook his head slowly. "Your mother once said, sometimes, to save others, one must fall." The screen changed. A face appeared, not human. It was the enemy leader. Cold eyes, metal skin. He spoke in a deep voice. "Give us the children, and you will be spared." X-17 stared at him. "I will never give them to you." The enemy laughed. "You are broken, X-17. You are one of us. You belong to us. X-17 raised his hand. Not anymore. And he shut the screen. He looked at Lila again. I'm sorry you have to lose someone else. Lila's lips trembled. But you're not just someone. You're ours. You saved us. 10-17 placed his hand gently on her shoulder. Then, remember me. He turned to the core panel and prepared to overload the system. Suddenly, a soft voice came from behind. Don't leave us, Amy. She was awake, floating in the healing pod, her eyes half open, her voice weak, but real. Lila ran to her. Amy. Amy whispered again. He can't go. He's family. X-17 froze. A moment of silence passed. He looked at his hand on the core trigger. Then slowly, he pulled it away. I won't leave, he said. X-17 stood up, a new plan forming in his mind. He rushed to the command panel and typed fast. Launching escape capsule, the computer announced. He looked at the girls. This time, we run together. The ship shook again. The core was still unstable. They had seconds. X-17 carried Amy in his arms. Lila held the memory drive tightly. The floor cracked behind them. Fire followed. They reached the escape pod. It was round, small, just big enough. The door closed behind them, launching in 5, 4, 3. A final explosion hit the main ship as the pod launched into space, from far away. The alien destroyers watched the explosion. Ship was gone, but no signal came from it. No life signs, just silence, inside the pod. Amy opened her eyes fully. X-17 sat beside the girls, silent. Lila held the memory drive close to her heart. Amy whispered, we're alive. 10-17 nodded. Yes, and now, we find a new home. They floated silently through space, stars shining around them. But something was different now. They were no longer lost. They were a family. The ship floated silently in the orbit of a dead moon. Inside, the air was tense. Nova and Lyra sat close, together, their eyes fixed on the alien console. Across from them stood Kale, the mysterious alien who had saved them, protected them, and become their friend. But now, something was different. This place, Kale said quietly, is where everything started. Nova leaned forward. What do you mean? Kale sighed. He looked older now, tired. His black eyes stared through the glass at the moon below. This moon was once home to a secret facility, Project X-17. I worked there, a long time ago. Lyra's face turned pale. Project X-17. That name was on the message we decoded, the one hidden in the wreckage. Kale nodded. Yes, it was a project that should never have happened. A plan to create the perfect weapon. But it wasn't a machine. It was a child. The twins gasped. You mean, like a living being? Nova asked. Yes, Kale said. They wanted to combine alien DNA with human minds, to create a hybrid stronger than any soldier. I was one of the scientists. But when I saw what they were doing to the children, I escaped. I helped some get out, but not all. Lyra stood up. Her voice shook. Why didn't you tell us before? Because, Kale said, his voice low, one of the twins from that project survived. Nova and Lyra looked at each other. Lyra whispered, Are you saying one of us? Kale shook his head. No, you're not from the project, but the survivor, the real X-17, is hunting you, because she thinks you know something. Something buried deep in your ship's memory drive. Nova took a step back. She thinks we're hiding her truth. Yes, Kale said. And she's dangerous. Smart, powerful, and angry. A loud alarm echoed through the ship. The screen lit up. Incoming vessel detected. It's her, Kale said. The girls ran to the window. A sleek black ship was approaching fast, cutting through space like a blade. Lyra's hands shook. What do we do now? We run, Kale said. But first, we go down there. He pointed to the dead moon. That's where the answers are. That's where she was born. And maybe, just maybe, we'll find something to stop her. The ship began to descend. As they landed, the dust of the moon rose around them like a ghost. The old base was still there, half buried, broken, forgotten. But as they entered the cold halls, lights flickered to life. She's already been here, Kale whispered. Old data screens powered up. One screen showed a video, children in white suits, walking in lines. A young girl, alone, staring at the camera. Her eyes were bright red. That's her, Kale said. She's Dizisechi. Nova covered her mouth. She looks like us. She was designed to, Kale replied. The perfect mix of alien power and human emotion. But they failed. She became unstable, angry, violent. She escaped before the project could be shut down. Lyra touched the screen. She was just a kid. Not anymore, Kale said. She's something else now. Suddenly, the ground shook. A voice came through the ship's speakers, soft, cold, and angry. You found the truth. Now it's your turn to fall. Kale shouted, back to the ship. She's coming. As they ran, Nova turned and saw a figure in the distance floating above the ground, eyes glowing like fire. She's Dizisechi, she whispered. She had found them. And the final fight was about to begin. The stars above X-17 flickered like silent watchers. The alien Zorax stood still at the edge of the cliff, his mechanical arm humming quietly. Behind him, the twin girls, Arya and Nova, looked around nervously. Ships from the galactic hunters flew closer every minute. The final battle was coming. This is it, Zorax said calmly. They're coming for me, but they won't take you, I promise. Arya stepped forward. We won't leave you. You fixed our ship. You saved us so many times. Now we save you. Zorax shook his head. No, I am not like you. I'm a machine made for war. But you, your life, your hope. Go to the hidden tunnel. I will stop them here. Nova grabbed his hand. You're not just a machine. You're kind. You're family now. Before he could answer, the ground shook. From the sky, the lead hunter ship arrived. Huge, black, cold, the kind that brought death everywhere it landed. Zorax turned and looked at the girls one last time. I was made to destroy, but because of you, I learned to protect. He stepped forward as more enemy machines landed, their red eyes glowing. Zorax lifted his mechanical arm. A blue shield surrounded the hilltop. The girls were inside it, safe. The hunters opened fire. Blasts hit the shield, shaking the ground. Zorax's body glowed as he powered up his core. His eyes burned bright blue. This was not just a battle. It was his choice. He had one goal: protect the twins. Arya and Nova watched from inside the shield, tears running down their faces. Zorax, please come back, Nova whispered, but he didn't look back. His metal body moved fast, striking enemies with power they couldn't match. He fought like a storm, a wave of silver and blue crashing against the black. Explosions shook the sky. Zorax took hit after hit, but didn't stop. He ripped weapons from the hunters, turned them around, and fired back. Smoke rose around him, but he stood tall. Then the final wave came. The hunters, built for one thing: destroy anything in their way. Zorax looked up. This is where it ends, he said. He charged forward with a battle cry that echoed through the mountains. His body glowed brighter. His core, his heart was overheating. He had only one chance. The hunters attacked together. But Zorax jumped high, landed in their middle, and unleashed his last move. Core overload. A bright flash filled the sky. The sound was deafening. Then silence, smoke, fire, and then nothing. The shield faded. The girls ran out, calling his name. Zorax. They reached the center of the blast. Debris everywhere. Parts of machines scattered. Then Nova saw something. A small light blinking. It was Zorax's course, still glowing, weak but alive. Next to it, a metal hand. His Arya picked it up gently. He saved us. He saved the galaxy. A message played from the core. Don't cry for me. I chose this. You gave me a new purpose. Protect each other. Live free. The girls sat silently, holding the core. Years passed. Arya and Nova became explorers, leaders of peace missions. But on every ship, they carried one thing: Zorax's core always glowing softly. People across the stars told stories of the kind. Machine who stood against the galaxy's worst, and they always said the same thing. He wasn't just a machine, he was their hero. He was family. Hi, this story is made by a human just for fun. It's not real. All the characters and events are made up. Thanks for watching.